everybody. Welcome back to a chat with Huizi. If you're new here, my name is Huizi and we talk all things success habits. Wow, I didn't know what video to bring up today. I don't know if I could bring a sequel from last time about networking because I saw that there were points that I had missed. There were some points that I had missed there. I didn't know whether to talk about. I had a few things that I could talk about. I just wasn't sure. But I decided to talk on emotions because I feel like I haven't talked about that on this channel. Anyways, if there's anything that you'd like me to talk more about, if it's gratitude, it's one of the things that I wanted to talk on about again. Or anything else, just tell me in the comments, if you want clarity on anything so that I do a video on that, right? Because I want to give you content that you're actually looking for. Where you need clarity, I want to be able to bring that back to you. So today we're going to talk about our soul. We're a tripartite being. We're spiritual beings. We live in a body and we have a soul. And a soul is the will, emotions, and mind. Mind, will, and emotions, right? So we're going to talk about how our emotions affect our success in life. So please stay tuned until the end of the video because we're going to give you practical guidelines of how to reverse engineer your emotions such that they work wonders for you. Okay, so stay tuned and find out more. Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about emotions for success as mentioned. So I think we've talked about the mind before and thoughts, how actually 90% of our thoughts are what we thought previously before, because just like we have habits physically, we also have habits of how we think and what we think about. So you think that every day you are presented with different opportunities, different challenges, and that you tackle them differently every time. That's not the case. The truth is that even the way we think and the way we actually feel is habitual, right? So when you do therapy, you end up learning and understanding why you've always reacted to certain things the way you always have, where other people react differently, right? Maybe every single morning you wake up, you wake up groggy, and for you it's the norm. You think every time you wake up, you should be unhappy because it's morning. To you, maybe that's what was happening in your household. Maybe the way I remember they were discussing this on Jacaranda, how were you woken up in the morning when you were a kid? Because different mothers will do it differently, and we're not here to blame our caretakers or parents and people like that. We're here to fix things the way that we want them to be fixed, right? Maybe you are always being shouted at, hey, wake up, it's already late, what are you doing, why are you still sleeping? So now you have this anxiety. And this time around, you're the one waking yourself up, but you still wake up with anxiety, right? Somebody else was woken up gently, wake up, honey, it's time for school, and now they actually enjoy the morning time and they don't have a problem. They wake up just happy already, So the thing with, you may have been in a situation, maybe you worked for some time at a place where you were always being, whenever you're called to the office, you have to be screamed at or mistreated, whenever your supervisor calls you into the office, you just know you're in trouble, right? And now you're at this new job and you hate meetings or being called in, and you don't realize that you don't have to feel that way, and that emotions are actually really, really powerful, just like our thoughts. Our subconscious mind really is impressed by emotions, right? Yeah, so what I mean about that is that like emotions make huge impressions on our subconscious mind, right? So the trick is to actually not just monitor our emotions, because I know mindful people will say, just watch your emotions, and emotions make huge impressions on our subconscious mind. It's like how somebody who's had a traumatic experiences as a kid, those things, I think we know that those things play on later in their lives, right? Like if you were beaten up, for example, or deeper things, sexually abused, da, 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 it plays out in how your relationships become. Like you can't be free, maybe you don't really want relationships, and you may actually even have forgotten the things that happened to you in the past, but because it's made a huge impact in your subconscious mind, that's your signature now. I think that's a good way to explain it. It's how you show up, around people. Maybe now you hate crowds because a lot of people did you bad, things like that. So yeah, it's very important. I know. I think at one point I did not like. Oh, I went to a school where I did not like that school. Let me just say, okay. And I just thought the kids were nasty and stuff. And actually, two schools. Can you believe it? I was a kid from like, yeah, I think upper primary school, junior school. It wasn't fun. The kids were nasty, okay? So now, it probably translated even more, like spilled over a bit into maybe work. Maybe that's because I do know people who really like love work, want to go to work, are excited about work, colleagues, da da da. I don't think I've never been that person. I've never been that person. I think okay, one other job that I've done before, it was cool. It was yeah, I remember that one. It was kind of fun, but it's not like where I'm just looking forward to going to work, be excited. You know what I mean? And it's, if you think about it, it's because of how we've experienced waking up in the morning and showing up to where we're supposed to go, right? And you find that a lot of people who, like, I've got a someone I know that's close to me, a relative who's always like enjoyed going to school, and they were not even getting the best grades. It wasn't about school itself. She just loved the social life. Like, ooh, what am I gonna wear? Ooh, who am I gonna hang out with? What were those guys saying yesterday? How are we gonna handle it today with my friends? Me and my friends, this, and that. And I've seen this same person, go on ahead and also love work. Like, for me, I've always thought, like, I never want work to take over my life. I just had that thing. I really separated it from the rest of my life. But I see people who just, see colleagues as family. They really love it. So I know somebody who was like that. And then I also know someone who, when they went to work far from home, this is somebody who's just used to staying in their locality, right? But after they finished their varsity and they were posted to like a remote place, and to her it's all new and it's strange and she hates it and she's scared. And she experienced like bad things. And unfortunately, like, she prayed to get transferred back home, and she got that after a few years, right? And can I tell you, like, even when she's back home, she's still experiencing similar in the workplace. She's totally not enjoying it. it's as if it's not the biggest thing she's ever prayed for, because she's always wanted to be closer to home and with her kids, and guess what? Because of what she's used to, she still feels the same way emotionally. Like, I'm not getting the housing from where the colleagues who are actually enjoying it, right? She's like, yeah, others are really enjoying it. They love it. What? It's like, yeah. So it's about time that you change, how you view it.